What is going on, BBO crew? This is your boy, Perfect Blue, here with the semi-finals of the Bandless Battlers League, where your San Diego State Azelfs will be taking on the Sydney Sharpedos, coached by the one and only Gypsy King. So, let's get right into the matchup, because there's a lot that I kind of want to cover here. So, Gypsy's team, I'm kind of just providing a visual here, but he has the Magirna, Ho-Oh, Megalodios, Lando T, Ferrothorn, Tapu Fini, Buzzwole, Hypno, Marini, Alolan Grimer, and Regigigas. His Emons are the Magirna, the Hypno, Marini, Alolan Grimer, and Regigigas. But all you really need to know is the Magirna. So, let's talk about Gypsy for a bit. This man goes 10-0 in the regular season, and then beats Kelly in the playoffs with a really crafty Ho-Oh set. It was a Flame Charge weakness policy set that it was just very scary versus Kelly's team, where I'm not sure if you guys know Kelly's team, but it's this Aurora Veil team with Mence, Manaphy, Mega Lucario, so it's a very offensive team. But for someone like Gypsy, with his bulk on his team, to out offense that is just pretty amazing to me. And his whole season, just in general, has been really just dominating, honestly. He has a really top-heavy team, though, however. The way I kind of designed it here, these are the four that he's 100% bringing. He has to bring these four. He's picking 2 of these 3 in the middle here, and then all this stuff on the bottom, I don't know about that. Hypno could be scary if he had the ability to, Wish Pass into his Lando T, his Magirna, Ferrothorn, Tapu Fini, the ones that really don't get reliable recovery. If he had the ability to wish into those, that could be very threatening. As well as, I guess Marini gets Toxic Spikes, so I have to keep that in mind. I don't want to get blown back by unexpected Toxic Spikes. Alolan Grimer, that's another mon that he has. I have a Tapu Lele, and I feel the one game you'd want to consider Alolan Grimer is versus a mon like Tapu Lele, so really can't write that off. But Regigigas, we're just going to completely write that off. That isn't, not a Pokemon. That's just facts, honestly. Especially, because if he wants to, T-Wave something with his Regigigas, it could be a very bit, complicated. Just because, first of all, T-Wave, 2 of my more offensive threats are the Groudon and Zeraora, so it could be really difficult to T-Wave with that, as well as, he having his, Tapu Fini, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. But yeah, the first 4 mons is definitely, I'm expecting 2 of the 3 of the second row, and then maybe 1 from the last row, the very big maybe, 99% sure it's going to be the top 7 mons here. So, looking at his team, it may not seem like it because he has Tapu Fini and a Lando T, but Charizard X just goes in. I really like the matchup that it has. It kind of needs 3 moves if you think about it. The Fire move, so I could go with Fire Punch or Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw for the Latios, and Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch just does a bit more to the Ho-Oh. If I can secure a kill on the Ho-Oh, that is, I'm not complaining. And then the Tapu Fini, that can be very annoying as well. So, have to keep that in mind. And yeah, let's kind of talk about Zard a bit more. So, Dragon Dance with Charizard. Looking at his team, let's look. So, his 1 mon over base 92 speed is the Megalodios. Regigigas doesn't count. And I know that, I guess, Ho can be Scarfed, Lando T can be Scarfed, Magirna could even be Scarfed, I guess. That'd be really cool tech. And Buzzwole can be Scarfed. So, looking at that, if Zardex gets +1, literally nothing here can outspeed it. Even Regigigas, if, let's say he was a Scarf Regigigas, Slow Start kind of disables that, so, yeah, if Zardex gets +1, oh boy, it's it's going to be very difficult for Gypsy to be able to stop that. And yeah, that's another thing I was looking at. The other mon I felt I had to bring, Groudon. First of all, it's an Uber, it's a Groudon, why not? Second of all, I don't like Magearna. Magearna is very evil. It's a mon that just wrecks teams, and I don't like it, so Groudon, here we go. But yeah, those are the two threats I felt I must bring to this matchup. All the others, I could kind of design my team around them to make sure that my sets are optimal against his team, and for Groudon and Charizard X to shine. So first of all, let's talk about the mons I didn't bring. Glalie, it's Glalie. I guess, like, I could set up spikes against this team, and that really could help pressure the Ferrothorn, the Finny a bit, and Ice Sharp Priority is really nice for the Lando T, just in case that gets out of hand. But yeah, I'm not bringing Glalie. I'm just not going to sugarcoat it or anything like that. Bruxish, that's another mon. Bruxish is actually kind of terrifying with Psychic Terrain up against his team. His only, like, immunity is Alolan Grimer. Sure, he could go Mega Latios, but I could crunch that if I wanted to. Like, that's a very possible, I guess, bring against his team. But no, we're not bringing Bruxish either. Zeraora, I had trouble with the Zeraora set. I was thinking of a 4-attack set with maybe electric coverage, fire coverage for the Ferrothorn, Hidden Power Ice for the Lando, and then maybe Volt Switch for the Lottie. But I really don't do much to Lottie anyway, so I just Volt on out of there, and I kind of pick a sack anyways, because Mega Latios is very scary against my team as well. My Psychic Resist being the Bruxish and the Tapu Lele, so that's not good at all. And for all you OU players out there, a defensive Clefable does not switch into Mega Latios. Just a quick note. So yeah, and the other mon I was heavily considering was Victory Bell. Victory Bell, very interesting mon against this team. However, I have the ability to just revenge pretty easily if the sun is up. However, my thought process, why do I have Energy Ball? That should be Sludge Bomb. But my thought process was that so I feel he's going to save his Magearna to the end. Reason being, I think it's a really good sweeper with Soul Heart, so knowing this, I know I have to keep Groudon healthy till the end, so I really can't sack Groudon or anything if I have Victory Bell here. It just limits my play a lot, and that's kind of not what I want to do with the Victory Bell here. So yeah, that narrows us down to 6. So first one we have is the Groudon. We have Ruby with the Assault Vest, Overheat, Precipice Blades, Dragon Claw, and Stone Edge. I just need Adamant to be able to prevent Mega Latios with max HP to roost on me. I do about 51 to 60 with the Dragon Claw. I'll additionally, like, Precipice Blades, it's just really nice if I just have the Adamant nature just for that extra kick. 20 speed, I don't know how much speed he's going to run with the Ho. That's really a big mind game in this game. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to kind of creep maybe a no speed Lando, as I didn't really want too much speed on this Groudon just because I needed a lot of investment into like my bulk to be able to take hits. For reference, this Groudon with the Assault Vest and 252 HP, 220 SpDef, no boosting Neutron SpDef, but just knowing that, and like this Groudon, a +1 ICMZ from a Magearna that is modest does not kill the Groudon from full, guaranteed. That's just how amazing Groudon is. It's my Magearna check, I guess you could say. So yeah, that's what we kind of went with there. Clef, next mon. We have Nico here. Yeah, here we have the cursed ability, Unaware. And I really wanted Magic Guard just so, like, I could have good set for once, but I felt I needed Unaware just because Dual Dance Lando could be very scary. He does have the Ho-Oh. If that somehow gets attack, I guess, then that could be very scary. Does it learn anything to get attack? Maybe not Ho-Oh. Buzzwell's the other one. And as well as like a Calm Mind Megalodi, that would have been very scary for my Clef. The thing is with his Lando, he is not Z-Lando, which, like, you could say, oh, that's good, he can't just Z-move the Clef. No, that's kind of bad, because first of all, like, I just protect on the Z-move, as I feel that's always my play if I do see a Z-Lando, but second of all, like, now he could be more tempted to run, like, Earth Plate, or maybe just, like, Leftovers, or a Figgy Berry, or something like that. That's a lot more annoying, because I feel I can play around the Z move, having Protect. So, with the Clef, funny thing, I needed Toxic. Ho-Oh was just too annoying, Lando T was just too annoying. Sure, I could have Moonblast, but it's like, they will eventually kind of like get me down, so... I needed Wish Protect. I love passing the wishes into the Groudon right here, so... I kind of wanted the ability to Wish right there. Additionally, like, I had rocks on this set, so my set, really ratchet. It was Toxic, Stealth Rock, Protect, Wish. Why do I want Moonblast? Well, my Psychic Resist is the Tapu Lele that I'm bringing, and then I also have Bruxish. So if we brought, like, some Calm Mind Stored Power Megalodios, it literally just won, unless I wasn't Moonblast, just to be able to, you know, help out with that Latios. So yeah, that's kind of the thought process with the Clef. At first I had like just max defense, bold nature. However, knowing that Megalodi two-shots Clef with Psychic, if he's max special attack, I really felt I needed some Spadef on it, just to be able to have the Spadef on the Clef, I guess. So yeah, I kind of wanted the Spadef on the Clef, just because, like, as scary as Lando and Ho-Oh are, I just don't want to lose to the Latios. Like, nothing, like, I have one thing that I brought that outspeeds it, so kind of have to keep that in mind. Next one we have Tapu Lele Madoka with the Life Orb, Hidden Power Fire, Psyshock, Draining Kiss, and Calm Mind. Okay, so why Draining Kiss? Why Draining Kiss? Thought process was this. Against his team, I'm never really clicking a Fairy move, unless it's against the Latios. Alolan Grimer's not coming, I've concluded that. But yeah, I'm not clicking a Fairy move against his team. So my thought process was, if I could like Calm Mind on the Finny or something, and then like he goes Latios, he clicks Shadow Ball or something, because of the Calm Mind boost I have the ability to take that hit. And if I Draining Kiss and I'm at +1, I just legit get all my health back from the Latios with him clicking Shadow Ball, so that's just very scary. Sure, I could run Moonblast and secure the KO from, I guess, no Calm Mind, but at the same time, it's like, I feel that it, like, chip down my Lele a lot more, so that it won't be able to really hit his team as hard as I really want it to. I thought about Psychic, but between a possible AB Magearna and a Ho-Oh, people forget Ho-Oh has a very large Spadef stat, so kinda don't want to mess with that. So, yeah, speed is for the Lando T, that's all I really needed to creep with this Lele, as little HP as possible, so that when I'm Draining Kiss I get the max amount back, I guess. I don't know, like, yeah, Lele's here, and, like, I couldn't go 252 because I am Hidden Power Fire, but obviously versus a Ferrothorn and a Magearna, I am going to run Hidden Power Fire. Next one, Zardex. Dragon Dance, Roost, Dragon Claw, Flare Blitz, speed for Lando, max attack. Thought process was this, I originally had Thunder Punch over Roost, however, the ability, if my Zardex gets shipped down, that's kind of my main way of breaking his team. I feel I can pressure Finny enough to be able to kind of chip at it to the point where it can't do much against the Zardex anymore. Also, like with Ho, if I have rocks up anyways and I'm at +1, then Dragon Claw kind of just does the job anyways, but yeah, that's kind of the thought process with the Zardex. I also thought about Fire Punch. Reason being is, against like Fairthorn, I legit take half, if he is like, if I Flare Blitz and he's like a Rough Skin Rocky Helmet or something like that. So I want to be able to, really just Fire Punch it, you know. Doesn't do as much, but it's a Fairthorn. It still probably dies, especially if Groudon Sun Up is here. That's another reason. Lando T is another possible switch, and Fire Punch does not do anything. Flare Blitz in the Sun, however, just think of that. Like, even if he Intimidate drops me on the switch, and the Flare Blitz is going to hurt. So, Zardex, very scary mon that I really wanted to try to win with here. Next mon here we have is Crobat, Defog, Roost, Taunt, Super Fang. Defog, obviously, to help out Zard. Roost, I can, with this EV spread, I am able to Roost on a Gyro Balling Fairthorn 100% of the time, so as long as he doesn't like crit after crit after crit, you know, that whole thing. Taunt also nice for Fairthorn, nice for Finny. Just a Taunt Super Fang set. I just felt that was really cool against his team, especially if he's not a leftovers Fairthorn and Finny, just because it's a bit like it gets the job done quicker. So yeah, that's OB3 here. Oh, I'm not sure why I had Infiltrator. I guess like Inner Focus wouldn't help me that much either. So yeah, that's the thing. The last one we have here is Nacho's Rod, the Cobalion. Electric EMZ, Taunt, Stealth Rock, Volt Switch, Toxic. Yeah, so this is Cobalion, I guess. The HP allows me to live a hit from the Lando. If, like, he's a Scarf Lando, I can take the Earthquake, which is pretty cool. Just max special attack because I am Z Volt Switch, so I was thinking of Z Flash Cannon for a while, but what it came down to was if I taunted the Fairthorn, then like what's stopping me from just Volt Switching? Because he's not going to go into the Lando hard into the Cobalion just because he needs health on it to be able to defeat the Zardex. So that was kind of my thought process with the Cobalion and Electric EMZ. I wanted Taunt, again, Fairthorn annoying, Rocks, because I don't want to run it on Clef, and then Toxic. So running 2 Toxic Mons, very toxic of me, but we're just going to roll with it. Speed is for the Lando T, again, just because very nice to outspeed it. On the Crobat, speeds for the Megalodius, if you haven't figured that out, but yeah, that's the team that we're going to bring against Gypsy. So, yeah, let's get right into the battle. Alright, here we are with the battle against Gypsy. As you can see, we're both rocking really dope avatars, so that's going to, it's kind of a mirror match if you think about it, because Aaron, last week had the Miku Nakano avatar, while right next to me, literally snuggling with me, I had the real Miku Nakano. Okay, so, here, Groudon, Clef, Lele, Zard, X, Crobat, Cobalion. Lead's kind of going to be Cobalion, so kind of determined that as if he did lead Lando, then I could just go into my bat, so yeah, that's the thing. And looking at his team, I'm just going to say he forgot the Buzzwole. Yeah, he didn't bring Buzzwole. The other 4 mods are kind of irrelevant, but yeah, he doesn't bring Buzzwole. Looking at his team, the lead can really be anything. If he wants to lead Ho-Oh, just so he doesn't take rocks damage, assuming I'm a lead rocker, he could do that. He could lead Finny if he wanted to taunt something. That could be really nice. He could lead Lottie, because I have one thing that outspeeds it, and he could just, like, click Psychic. I could go into my Clef, but because I'm not a fire move, the Fairthorn and the Magearna are kind of going to be free there. But he doesn't know that yet, so that could be a thing. Fairthorn, I don't know about that as a lead. It kind of struggles with like 4 of the 6 because I have Taunt. And like even the Lele doesn't want to, you know, take a hidden power fire or anything. Lando T, like, if you play OU, that's a lead, so yeah, I'm not counting out the Lando lead. Magearna, I feel Magearna is going to be the cleaner. I don't think he leads with it. So, as mentioned earlier, I am going to lead off with the Cobalion, as, yeah, that's going to be my lead here. Nacho's Rod, he leads Latios. That is the worst, scenario for me, as, this Lottie gets a free Psychic. I don't want to take too much damage on my Cobalion, just so I could be able to take hits if I need to. I don't want to Volt Switch either, because I'm still taking the Lottie hit. So, here I'm just going to go hard into my, Miko, who is a boy. That's disappointing. He's going to click Psychic. The damage here reveals that he is not, if he has special attack, he doesn't have much, which, I kind of figured. I figured he'd be more of a, like a bulky, speedy Lottie, as kind of puts in work anyways, so, yeah, I'm going to do that. And right here, I don't want him to just Psychic again on, like, my Toxic or something, and my Clef is just low. So here I'm just going to click Moonblast, as he's going to go into Ho-Oh, and that does 9. So this damage tells me that he does have bulk on Ho-Oh. He could be max HP, might not be. He can really range from that, so yeah, just something to note. And I'm going to get lefties back. I'm going to protect here. Reason I protected was if he wanted to double into Ferrothorn or something, that's totally fine with me, as I could just go into my Zardex the next turn. But I kind of wanted to scout out if this Ho-Oh would be Scarf. A Scarf Ho-Oh would be very annoying against my team, just because, like, I don't have a Scarf for this game, so it kind of outspeeds everything unless the Zardex gets +1. And looking at his team, I feel Zardex can set up potentially on Ferrothorn. If he is taunted, then I can, just because, like, I don't want him to, like, Toxic me or something like that. The Feeny, that's something I can set up on. I'm not afraid of it statusing me. If he wants to taunt after my one Dragon Dance, that's totally fine. So, yeah, that's, Feeny's something that my Zardex can set up on, so I have to kind of keep that in mind, as well as keeping my Groudon healthy to the point where, if I need it to take a hit from Lottie, I don't prefer it, but it can. It's really there for the Magearna, though. So here he's going to Sacred Fire, so kind of just protect there, get some more back. He's going to Toxic, and I'm going to throw off the Toxic too. I didn't think he'd double, just because, like, why would he? He'd just kind of click Sacred Fire. I could go into my Zard, but I do take a good amount, and it forces me to show Roost if I do have it, where him figuring out my Zard X set is going to be really big for him, so I need to keep that as hidden as possible. But here, he poisons the Clef, and normally that'd be like, oh, Gypsy, what are you doing? That's a Clefable. He knew I'd be unaware Clef, so that's a very scary thing, because now my Clef can't get leftovers recovered back. It basically invalidates it. Plus, like, I can't really stay in, which passing will be a lot harder. So, yeah, here I'm just going to switch out with the Clef as, into my Zard, I believe. Yeah, my Charizard. And he's going to Sacred Fire. This reveals that he does not have much attack, so that's good to know. He could be more of, like, a defensive, Ho-Oh to be able to, with a Chardy Berry maybe, to take a hit from the Groudon. As well as, like, Cobalion, or he could be Wakandberry to potentially take a hit from the Zeraora. So, kind of have to keep that in mind. But because he is Sacred Fire and Toxic, I kind of figured out that his last two moves must be Roost and Earthquake. That's just a bold assumption I made at this point in the battle. So, yeah, just something to note. Here he's going to take some Toxic. I'm just going to double into the Lele. Reason I did that, if you wanted to go Lando, totally fine. If you wanted to go Feeny, totally fine. Even though Psychic Terrain wouldn't be up, like, if I'm in against Feeny, I can kind of just Calm Mind, and that could be very nice. But here he goes for the Toxic again, which makes me feel that he is the bulkier Ho-Oh set, because, like, Dragon Claw didn't really, like, KO or anything from this range, just because Ho-Oh is just that ridiculous, and I do know that he is a max HP Ho-Oh. So, yeah, Poison Lele, not good, because I'm just getting chipped down every bit with my, and, like, I have a Life Orb. So, Here I'm just going to Side Shock. He's going to go for Fairthorn. This reveals that he's not really max defense, but he could have some defense, so that is some valuable information to have, as I do take a Life Orb, so my Laylee is just getting chipped down. Here I'm just going to go Crobat on his Leech Seed, as Crobat I felt was the play here, because if you wanted to attack me, it's totally fine. If you wanted to Stealth Rock up, I could Taunt and then Defog, but here he goes for the Leech Seed, kind of annoying to my bat, as here I'm just going to go for the Taunt, as he cannot Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is a thing on the Fairthorn, and because he did not show leftovers, I feel at this point he should be an Okaberry Fairthorn with the Thunder Wave to be able to paralyze my Zardex. That is very annoying for a Dragon Dancing Zardex, obviously, so I'll have to kind of keep that in mind, especially, like, because it can't really, like, if I'm paralyzed, then Zardex is like, ooh, that's not good. It can also paralyze the Crobat, obviously. Cobalion's a thing it can paralyze. It cannot paralyze Groudon, so because he did show the Leech Seed and the Thunder Wave, I'm assuming that he's probably Stealth Rocks, unless Lando's his rocker, but I feel he is going to be a Rocks Fairthorn, as Lando kinda can do some work to my team. Well, Lando does work to, like, every team, but yeah, my team, it does work too, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind for the Fairthorn, which makes me feel that he's probably Gyro Ball. Gyro Ball kind of works better against my team, I guess, which means the Groudon can switch in on this and just get a free hit off, and that could be very nice for me. So here I'm just going to go into my Cobalion. Reason I went Cobalion, on the Crobat, I feel he could have gone into his, I guess, Feeny. A reason why Feeny is kind of, or why would I do that, actually? Oh, okay. Kind of regathering thoughts, but here I could get Rocks up with Cobalion. I kind of need it to chip down the hole. A bit premature to go into it, but I think I am fine. He could have gone Feeny on the Crobat and been able to, I guess, do Feeny things, as he, like, I can't Toxic it or anything, so that's kind of nice. I just realized, like, I could, even though he has a Feeny, I could poison his 3 things that I want to poison, so besides the Feeny, yeah, it's just, wow, that's pretty cool. I just noticed that. But yeah, I kind of want to go into Cobalion. If he is Scarflando, he does not kill me here, so that's really good to know, and I can really just do what I need to here. If he is a Scarflando, I feel the EQ is not coming, because I can just go into my bat, and that could be very scary for him, as well as if he does, like, kill me with an EQ by any chance, I could just go into Zardex, not Mega, and just, like, try to get an Ants up, and that can be very scary. So yeah, here I'm just gonna Taunt. Reason being, if he wants to U-turn, I get a free Taunt on something, and I don't want to click Toxic just because, even though, like, Fairthorn's not a Cobalion answer, the possibility kind of still exists, as well as, like, if you wanted to go, like, Feeny on the Cobalion, that could be a thing as well. So Intimidate goes off, but here I'm just going to Taunt, and he is going to Rock Polish, so I look very nice here. I'm just going to throw off a Toxic, and he goes for the EQ. EQ reveals here that he might have some attack investment, but he is not a max attack Lando T. So that's very good to know, as he most likely does have the SD as well, just to be able to punish my team, really, as Lando does. His Lando doesn't have as much attack investment, but that is totally fine for him, I feel, just because Lando and Feeny, if they get chipped down, then that's a very scary matchup for him against my Zardex, so that's going to kind of be like my goal, to chip down the Lando and chip down the Feeny. So yeah, here I'm just going to go into my Crobat, as I can kind of just go into it on the Lando, and he can't really do anything about it. Here I'm just going to Super Fang, as he's going to go Ho-Oh, and Super Fang there just because, like, Just really nice against his team, I guess. Here, I'm just going to Super Fang again. Reason being is, if you wanted to go into Lottie on, like, I guess, my switch into the Zardex, for example, that could be very annoying. But I really just want to get this Ho down to be able to, kind of invalidate it a bit. Here he's going to Sacred Fire. That's going to do 43. That is totally fine with me. As, here, I know another Sacred Fire doesn't kill me. So here I'm just going to go for the Super Fang, predict the Lottie with ease. And as you can see, he goes into the Lottie. So I feel like the GOAT here. But, unfortunately, with this Lottie, switching's not looking nice. So here I'm going to go Lele instead of Clef. Why do I do that? Reason being is Clef is poisoned now, so that's kind of a thing. And I don't want to switch Clef into a Psychic, per se. If I can switch it in on a Shadow Ball, that could be a lot nicer. And I don't really need Lele too much, I feel, just because it's getting chipped down too much, and I can't lure the Feeny in with this, by the way he's playing, so can't really set up or anything like that. So here I'm just going to go for the Draining Kiss, as it's going to look very dumb as he goes into Ferrothorn. And, you know, Draining Kiss is a contact move, despite being special, so I'm going to take a lot of damage right there, as right here, I thought about going for Psyshock on, like, the possible double to the Feeny or the Ho-Oh. However, by the way he's playing this Ferrothorn, I feel he must be, Aquaberry, just because I don't want to, the Thunder Wave shows that he probably wants to paralyze my Zardex. So here I'm just going to go for the Him Power, kind of pop the Aquaberry, get some damage off on this Ferrothorn. The damage is also really nice, just so Zardex with Flare Blitz, like, I don't take as much recoil, so that's kind of nice. He gets the Rock Step, a very nice play by him, obviously. So here I'm going to go into Crobat. It kind of is a free Lottie, but at the same time, I need to taunt then defog, or vice versa. So yeah, I'm going to Roost first. Reason I Roost first is I know how to outspeed the Ferrothorn, even if he wanted to, I guess, Thunder Wave me, so that is nice. I can still taunt it or anything like that. Paralyzed Crobat is a bit annoying, but I think I can manage as, yeah, I can kind of manage with the Crobat. Because, like, if I want to Roost up on Lando or something, then, now I underspeed it, so EQ, haha, outplayed. So, yeah, that's kind of it with the Crobat. Black Sludge back. Here I can go for the defog as kind of what I felt was best. Zard, I don't want to take too much damage. I do also have the Cobalion that can be chipped down, and I need it to have the health to be able to get Rocks up again. So, kind of my thought process there. Here, I'm just going to go into Ruby the Groudon IMAV. I'm able to take a Psychic from this thing. And he goes for the Recover, so kind of expected. Recover was kind of free. I could have been very aggressive and taunted. But first of all, I don't outspeed it. Second of all, it's a Lottie. I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm just going to go into my Groudon. So here I'm thinking, here's the big problem with Groudon. If I Dragon Claw on his switch to, I guess, Ferrothorn, that does not look good on me at all. Or like Feeny, that's also switching. So it's like Dragon Claw, I don't know if that's the play. So here I'm just going to fire off the Overheat. If he wants to stand with Lottie, that is not the best for me, but I do have the bulk to be able to take this risk. So here I'm going to be aggressive, go for the Overheat, as he is going to Psychic and get the Spadef drop. So that is kind of unfortunate for a Groudon, just because, like, it tempts me to not stay in again and have that prediction game of whether or not, of, like, what move I want to click, I guess. So here I'm just going to go into my Clef, as I know I can take two after the leftovers and everything. And yeah, he's going to get another Spadef drop. That's kind of annoying, because now my Clef, if it was a roll, then the roll's kind of gone now, if that makes sense. So that's a bit annoying. Obviously, like, there is the chance that Clef could have been knocked out, but this is very scary because the Lottie is sitting here and does that. So here I believe I am going to sack off the Crobat. Felt I didn't need it anymore, as main thing is I just have to pressure Fairthorn enough to not let it get rocks up. It really only gets rocks up against my Clef right now, so I do have to keep that in mind. As Psychic's going to go off, I'm going to go into my Clef. I can afford to, as he's going to switch into his Fairthorn. I'm just going to protect. Reason I protect here. Okay, so reason I protect, right? Toxics, leftovers, whatever. And my thought process was, if he wanted to Psychic again, as I threw up a Wish, then that meant that my Clef died on that turn, which means I can easily go into Groudon and get another chance to hit something. So it would have been prediction from there, but that was kind of my thought process with the Wish here. So here he's going to go back out into the Fairthorn, very annoying. I feel I have to go into my Zardex so I don't take rocks damage later. I don't want him to Thunder Wave me, so here I am just going to go for the Flare Blitz, as I feel that's kind of my play. Feeny is revealed to be a very defensive spread. Here I'm just going to Roost, and he is going to go for the Reflect. So, Reflect Feeny, that's a very cool tech. I did not see leftovers, so he could very easily be a Light Clay set, and that can be very annoying to my team. Just a 7-turn Reflect, that's kind of scary. Here, I don't think he's going to go for the Moonblast. If anything, he's going to Taunt or Nature's Madness, so I'm just going to go into my Cobalion, as he does go for the Taunt. No biggie, as I do have the Electric EMZ. If he wants to go into the Lando, let it take damage to help out my Zardex, that's also cool, but he's not going to do that, as I'm going to go for the Kickable Havoc, and he is going to be the Wakan Berry. So, excellent prep. Obviously, that was mainly for the Zeraora, but worked for the Cobalion. So here I can kind of get a free Dragon Dance, as he's going to Taunt, but 2 Flare Blitzes should do the work after the Reflect is potentially gone, as he is shown to be the Wakan Berry. So I know that Flare Blitz kind of gets a kill here. That is very nice for my Zard. So here I'm going to take a Pokemon. Unfortunately for me, if he is a no bulk Lando, let's assume no bulk, Flare Blitz recoil, to me, at his range of health, I take 27. So Zard's kind of dead anyways on this turn, as that's going to not be good for me, as obviously I can KO the Lando, and trading 1-for-1 is a bit easier. I can potentially win with my Groudon late game, because he does not have that Intimidate spam. If he wants to go into Fairthorn here, it could KO the Lando. I mean the Zardex after the recoil plus rough skin, but I don't know if he knows that it's going to 100% do the trick. So here he is going to stand with the Lando. If Flare Blitz is going to do 65, I'm going to die. He's Figgy Berry. This Lando is kind of back like maybe 25 HP lower, or 25% lower than where it was. So yeah, that's the thing. So it is now at 5v2. I realize that Clef doesn't do much this game. Even if I switch into Rocks, the Lottie Psychic does take care of me. I'm kind of yeah, that Fairthorn also is very annoying. So here I'm just gonna kind of sack it, get some extra poison damage. What extra poison damage also does though is the Lando is kind of put into range of Overheat if he is the bulky set, because I am a minus special attack nature Groudon. So yeah, I'm going to go into my Clef. He's going to Earthquake, and it is a 5v1 Groudon versus 5 Beast right here. So here I'm thinking I could Stone Edge, but I don't really want to risk it. He could go Fairthorn and double back into Lando and play with Intimidate a lot, so I'm kind of forced to just Overheat here. Just because, like, Stone Edge could also miss, and that'd be very annoying, because if he Earthquake with my Lando, then that could be a thing. So here he's going to go into his Ho-Oh on the Overheat, so that's the worst scenario for me. That does 10. 10, by the way. I know I'm minus special attack, but it is the Sun. Ho-Oh is very bulky. So he's going to take poison damage. He's going to double into Magearna on the Stone Edge. So right here, he's free to just switch around with the Ho-Oh, kind of get some health back. And at the same time, he wastes the sun turn, so that is going to help him out with the Lando taking over Heat, or the Fairthorn being able to, like... I mean, Fairthorn's kind of still gets knocked over, but if I overheat enough, then it won't, and he will be able to, I guess, Leech Seed me, and that is for sure game. So... here, he's going to double back into Ho. I'm just going to overheat again, just in case he wanted to go Lando or Fairthorn. That's not going to work, as he's going to double back into Magirna. I'm just going to Stone Edge again. It's not going to do that much. Here, with Groudon Precipice Blades, it's going to miss. That is a yikes. But as you can see, this Twinkle Tackle does 53, so that's really cool. He lets me kill the Magirna. That's very nice of him, but here he's just going to go into the Mega Latios and be able to finish off the Groudon. And guys, that is going to be GG against Gypsy King. Oh man, what a game. Not gonna lie, kind of got tossed right there, but it is okay. We're leaving in high, our heads up high. The season was very good. I loved every game that I played. It was just a lot of fun this season. It was filled with so much, like, energy and a lot of players just going for it, kind of. And unfortunately, Gypsy is going to continue the win streak, as we won't be able to take him down, but that's okay. I got a chance to play a guy who's he's very highly regarded as being great in the Draft League community, so just having the opportunity to even play him, that was really cool. The matchup wise, I felt I had what I needed to win. However, in the end, he kind of just outplayed me a bit. Yeah, he definitely outplayed me. Sure, the special defense drop sucked, but in the end, I felt it didn't matter as much, as the Lottie really did pressure my team, and there was not much I could do about that. So, yeah, that's going to be a GG against Gypsy King, and, you know, there's not going to be an upload next week, obviously, as Gypsy is going to play the winner of JB and Panther in the finals of BBL. That's going to be really cool. We guarantee get a new BBL champion, as unfortunately I won't be able to repeat, but that's okay, as I felt I put up a fight, and all that matters. So, before I end it, I want to give a big thanks to Newman and Specs. They really helped me a bit. Money Guy, he helped me quite a bit as well. Dre15, oh my gosh, you were quite the help to me. Thank you so much, man. And I'll give a little tiny thank you to Scrappy10 for being there and, yeah, existing. So, yeah, that's GG to Gypsy. Thank you guys for watching and supporting me through this whole season. It's been quite the ride. Didn't dominate like season 1, but that just shows that the league's getting better, I feel. And, I mean, season 1 I had 4 Ubers, so what can you do? So yeah, thanks guys for watching, and stay tuned, because I am returning for BBL, and uploads will be up in months. So yeah, see you guys.